Alright everybody, the Maxpedition Falcon II. And I think I lost my mind last night, or tonight. As you can tell, it's gone. So I did do the drawings for you with the dimensions, kind of like I've been doing for most of the stuff I have. And I am going back on a lot of older videos I did and trying to do the dimensions as I go. But since I got new stuff, I got the Falcon II. Again, Maxpedition was awesome enough to send it out to me. I'd love to say, especially for Maxpedition, that this thing's loaded out with Maxpedition pouches like my original video was. But my everyday carry, honestly, over my 2-year journey of current EDC, getting into pouches and everything like that, I've definitely bought Maxpedition pouches. I love Maxpedition pouches. They're awesome. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I bought most brands under the sun and a lot of brands that I couldn't even tell you what the names are. So I've got a very big mixture of pouches because this is what I carry every day. And as I show you the pockets, I am going to give you the dimensions. Now the bag, of course, is made out of 1050 denier nylon. This thing has YKK zips, Duraflex hardware, Male attachments all over on the sides, on the front, on the, you even got them on the, I don't know, these are handles, backpack handles. You got the sternum strap, you've got a waist strap. So I mean, this thing will lock you in. And I know I watched a video by EDCQ. She does awesome content, and she had a Maxpedition bag that she said she had forever, and it had tons of use, and it pretty much looked as good as this one and as good as her Falcon II. So this gear is tough and it's gonna last you. So let's get into the bag. So I have found I don't hate this as much as I thought I would. I mean, it's there, you got to deal with it, but it's kind of like the compression straps. I absolutely love the compression straps while hating them every time you got to get into the bag. But the trade-off is your gear doesn't slide around. And I found that also on my travel bags, which I know the travel community is split on compression straps. I will take the issues with them to have them because I think they're a must-have. But that's my opinion. So let's get into these pockets. So you got this front pocket, and for me, this is an open pocket, no admin panel. I just got a bunch of markers and my glasses. Now this front pocket, which honestly looks, I think I had the fatty in here, which is big enough to fit a fatty. And in here, I've got just my little fun fidget toy pouch down here, a pocket card with some documents. This Altoids tin is not one of the knife ones I had. I absolutely love this. I hate the AirPods, even though I've got some in here, they fall out of my ears randomly. So I love having the wired headphones. And this is a little Bluetooth attachment that works, you connect it in there. The only problem I have with this is I put it in soft pouches or just thrown it in a bag. So the reason it's in a tin is this is the on button right here. It gets hit while it's in the bag, so then it connects to my iPad and it drains the battery. But I will put a link to that, kind of associate link down there for that. Awesome product, works great. And then yeah, you got an admin panel here, which I've got some pens in. And boy, do I carry a lot of pens. I got a problem, but it's all good. So yeah, I got the pens in there. So I will give you, and for this one, since I do have the, I don't know if you noticed, I had the zippers over here. So I didn't have to undo this. I just put the zippers here so I have quick access to the headphones to use at work. Oops, sorry about that. So I will do the front view here. So this is for the front of the bag. You can pause it if you need to. And these are the outer dimensions of the front of the bag, including the max depth. Do I have it on here? Yes. So for me, the max depth overall was 9 inches. That's up in the top there, but that doesn't include the straps. And for me, the max depth with this loadout is this pocket right here with all of the Sharpies and the markers, or the Sharpies and the markers and my glasses. And here is the internals for that front pocket. So here's the bottom front pocket, and then there's the inside of the small front pocket. And I will say, if you want all the dimensions and you don't want to see how I loaded it out, I did upload a short with just the dimensions and I fly through them, but I think watching the loadout's worthwhile. So that's those dimensions, and this was quite the project. So now I will knock over my little Lego guys. And we will open up this pocket. There we go. I got to undo the first set of compression straps. I don't need to do the second set because the zips go down to just short of the compression straps. And also let me know how the lighting is. Usually I have the lighting in the room, but I noticed, like, coming from here, because I had a big light behind me, I got shadows. So I'm trying something new. So if the lighting is good, you like it, let me know. If not, I can change it around. Actually, I turn the bag around just because the lighting is a little better on that side. So now in this pocket, we'll have a video coming out on this. This is a light lab. You might be able to see that, but a little pouch. I got 12 Sharpies in there, Sharpie S gels in there. I passed on it last year for Christmas, almost passed on it again this year. Glad I didn't. It's actually a really nice pouch. And yeah, I will say most of the pouches in here are bargain pouches. The next two you're going to question my sanity on, that they are not bargain pouches, but I think I paid not much for them because I got them on the Black Friday drop. So I got 2 of the small med notebook pouches, which, in case you're interested, work out great as a pen pouch. And that's the one is a normal Sharpie S gels, some zebra pens, and some highlighters. The other one has the Bic version colored pens of the, similar to the Sharpie S gel style or the Pilot G2s. I love my Bic round sticks. Not a fan of the Bic gel pen. Maybe it's because it's too fine, but they just haven't worked as well for me. But then, yeah, in here you just got that slip pocket, or kind of a just pocket, no organization down at the bottom, but you do have this little admin panel here. And I have the dimensions for this pocket. So this worked better on the short because I had the camera the other way, but I will scroll up, and so you can get that bottom dimension. And that says 7 inches on the bottom. For some reason, I was reading it as 11. So yeah, I really like the organization of this. And as you saw, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera again. When I pulled these small pouches out, probably because of the compression straps. What do we all hate about backpacks? My good old JanSports that I had way back in the day, which I loved. Problem was, all your gear, I would use, I didn't have the nice pouches we all use now. I cut the straps off of fanny packs and loaded those out, but they would all start nice and neat, and then they would all end up down here. So all the weight was in the bottom, and the top was just mush. So that's where the compression straps really pay off, because I've carried this thing for 2 to 3 weeks now, and none of that stuff has shifted. So now this is where it gets tricky with my lights and this table. So I will go like this. I will have to undo these bottom compression straps and open up the main compartment. Now this, like a lot of travel backpacks, this accordion open, and you do have a nice mesh pocket, kind of a mesh slip pocket on the front of the back pocket. Now, as you can see here, let me adjust the camera a little bit. I have a lot in here. And the beauty of this and the compression straps is none of this stuff has moved. And it stays put. So, the bag that I pull out most is my tech case. I got my Maxpedition mini double-decker. Love this pouch because I got my readers in the back. My only expensive pouch, which is the Notorious. Love that pouch. Then down here, I got just a skinny Roaring Fire. Throw a Viperate on top, another Roaring Fire, a Tomtoc. Generic pouch from Temu with I got a little bit of everything in here. Got my Earthling EDC. For those that haven't seen them or seen some of my earlier videos, got the Earthling EDC pocket cards. Definitely check out his channel. He's got a lot of awesome stuff on there. But as you can see, actually that might fit better that way. I just put it in different. But as you can see, I got an absolute ton of stuff in here. We'll be doing a video I've seen a lot lately pop up on tier 1. Actually, it's over the years too, but tier 1, 2, 3, 4 gear. What I've learned is I've really got tier 1 and then a modular system. Because some of these pouches, this one's my first aid kit. This one has some tools and stuff in it, and my glasses and stuff that would be handy for a weekend trip. So if I'm going on a weekend trip, I would grab a small sling, and I would grab a couple pouches out of here and go. So I have more of I don't have a tiered system per se. All right, now if this seems like an awkward re-intro, this definitely is, because somehow I shut my microphone off, so I edited it to a point which was pretty easy to jump in. So as I was saying, I really don't have the tiers 2, 3, 4. I have the modular system beyond that to take, if I had a SHTF, I would grab certain things. Actually, some of those would not even be in this bag, but actually some of the stuff would go in here, like the weekend trip. But yeah, I always have the tier 1, which is the platy with the multi-tool, the pocket knife, the flashlight, whether it's a big one or the small one, all stuff like that in that tier 1 level. And then of course wallet, cell phone, keys, and that's kind of everybody. I think everybody has a tier 1, whether they realize it or not. It's just, do you have tier 2, 3, 4? I just rather treat mine as a modular, I don't have certain go-tos. I have certain go-tos for just different activities. So that's my philosophy on it. So let me close this up. And the good news is you get a quicker ending, hopefully, because I kind of rambled on the last one. And quick tip on the compression straps, as you might have noticed there, I just loosen them a little bit and then just re-compress them just to make them easier to buckle, because of course every time you load it it's going to be slightly different, but that, as I said, will keep all those pouches and everything from sliding around in this level and in this level. So what I want to show you was really quick right here, and I've got the lighting goofy. So yes, everything looks really different. There we go. And right back here by this grab handle, which I use all the time, and I don't remember if I've already said it, EDCQ did a video, so you got under this grab handle, when you had that little opening for the water bladder, you have an opening here so it can come out the top. EDCQ had shown a Maxpedition in her Falcon II video. She had shown a Maxpedition backpack that she had had for 10 plus years, I believe. And the thing looked as good as this pack. So these things are going to last forever. Probably outlast my usefulness at my job, which I guess is a good thing, meaning I will retire eventually, so that'll be great. But yeah, you do have this back pocket. Now, there isn't really, there's no admin panels or anything on here, but you do have some Velcro, and hard to see right back there, you have some Velcro, and that would be for a holster or something for a CCW. I use this pocket for my iPad. There's some padding on here. As you can see on the straps, there's no pocket on the straps. I don't see, me personally, I don't see the need for pockets on the strap. It's just a way for me to forget where I place my keys or my phone. But you got a bunch of MOLLE on here. You got a ton of attachment points. You got D-rings. You got the sternum strap here. You've got a waist strap. This thing ain't going anywhere. And one thing I did forget to show before I show you the dimensions for this back pocket and the CCW. Underneath the tech pouch, you had that front slip pocket, and then you have a zip pocket here that has kind of just an angle bit. So now to the dimensions. Give me a second. I put them away because I thought I was done. All right. So here are your dimensions for the back. So, and then that mesh pocket, I have the height, the width on top, the width on bottom, not drawn to scale. Had to draw the front flap a little shorter, just to, and then you just had the slip pocket in there, the slip mesh pocket. And then there's the concealed pocket on the back. I didn't feel I need, since there's no organization on that, I just went with the dimensions there. But that is everything. And this is one heck of a backpack. Like I said, it was provided by Maxpedition. Honestly, I would not have bought this style of backpack, but now that I've had this type of backpack, I'm in love with this style of backpack because of all the organization. And I know some are going to look at it and say it's chaos, but for me, there's a place for everything. Everything is in its place. So for my style of packing and my style of EDC, this thing honestly is just about as perfect can get. Now, of course, I'll probably find another backpack that I think is perfect, use it for a few months, and come back to this one, but time will tell. But right now, this thing does everything I need and everything I want. So got 3+ weeks of carry, nothing shifted. It's just great. So hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for the little glitch in the middle. You can like, subscribe, and comment. It would be awesome. Really helps grow the channel. Had a growth spurt, which really like to see, and hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.